Hey guys, Jake Nicolle here. This video is our primer video. So as you're watching our monthly market stats, you know what in the world I'm talking about when we're throwing around these different names, figures, things for you to understand. I'm gonna break it down in this video and give you a foundation that, by the way, is gonna be super useful for you as you're just trying to understand real estate, the trends, and where things are headed. So first and foremost, we're looking at something that says median sales price. Each month, I'm gonna be showing you this chart as well as charts like this one that's much more detailed, in-depth, all kinds of information. This chart right here, when it just says median sales price, all of ITSO, that's Information Technology Systems, and what that really means is Mississauga, Oakville, Burlington, Hamilton, Grimsby, Niagara, all the way through to Fort Erie. This is collecting data from about 18 boards. And this is just gonna give us the high-level overview of our market in general. Then every month, I'm gonna zoom in on specific neighborhoods, municipalities, regions, like the Niagara region, or we might look at Hamilton as a municipality, or Burlington, Oakville, Mississauga, and it's gonna help us zero in on the trends that are happening in each of those neighborhoods. So let's start with this really broad overarching theme of understanding what this graph right here means. So what we're looking at is we're looking at the average sale price of homes month over month, all the way across those 18 different real estate boards. And this is helpful because what this is showing us is the large global trend of Southern Ontario. Everything that's happening outside of Toronto, we're not looking at the Toronto stats. We just wanna look Mississauga all the way through. What are the trends that are happening? And then we're also looking at what are the day on market trends. And what this chart means here is you can see it's showing 6, 7. This is the number of days that the house was spending on market on average before selling, canceling, relisting. So you can see right now, the average number of days on market is 22. And then over here, it's more like 6 days on market. So we've had a huge jump in this graph right here for days on market. Then when you're looking at sales, you can see this is how many sales actually took place. So you can see over here, there was 12,129 sales that happened from Mississauga all the way through to Fort Erie in the month of March in the year 2021, okay? If we go all the way forward to this last month's November 2022, we can see there was 4,088 sales. That is way less sales than there were in March 2021. So you can see just looking at this graph, this is starting to help us tell a story. So we want to use these charts by looking at them back to back to back and understanding their relationship with one another. So before I interpret the relationship, let's look at our fourth category, which is understanding supply. Supply tells us how many houses are available on the market relative to the number of buyers that are out there. Right here, you can see that we have a 2.9 supply, or 2.9 months worth of houses for sale, okay? And it says below, each data point is 1 month of activity. So you can see as we scroll through, we're looking at each month, and you can see we're going from 2021 January, where the little, x-axis thing is there, all the way over to first month of 2022, and that's the second little sliver there on the x-axis. So, okay, now that we understand all this, let's paint the story for you guys of what's happening across this data. So we can see price. So price is way down, days on market is way up, sales are way down, and supply is way up. That's called the buyer's market, okay? Really simple. We got tons of houses for sale. They're not selling for a lot of money. They're sitting on the market for a long time. There's a huge amount of supply, and the overall sales volume is down. That tells us that we have a buyer's market. The exact opposite is cool because it's also in this chart. It's a seller's market. A seller's market is when we have pretty much no available houses. So sellers are the ones in control. They get to decide the price because they have the limited resource being supply, houses for sale. And then you can see sales were actually going way up. So people are competing, the sales are up, the supply is down, the days on market is way down because the sales are happening really fast because there's not enough houses, and that causes the price to go up. So remember, price is what's called a lagging metric. In other words, we don't start with the price, we end on a price. We actually start with things like supply, we see how many sales are happening, we see how long things are sitting on the market, and then we end up with prices based on supply and demand, okay? So that's already a huge revelation. And if you just learned that, congrats. A lot of people don't understand that simple relationship between supply, sales, how many sales are happening, how long things are sitting on the market, and what is the ultimate price that someone's willing to pay. Now, there's obviously other variables like interest rates and different things that are influencing that, and employment and unemployment, and are we in a recession, what's our economic situation, everything. But this is helping you get a picture of what's actually happening in the market. Now, when we're looking at this Info Sparks page in every single one of these videos, you can see all of it. So this is the exact same stats from the other page. I can just zero in on a few more things, like how many new listings are there, how many homes are for sale. We talked about days on market, we talked about sales, we talked about month supply, okay? The percentage of original listing price. Right here, you can see that things are selling at about 95% of the first listing price. So that's really helpful to know. Percent of list price. You can see, same thing, we've got numbers that help us identify and understand what's happening in the market. And then the cool thing here is really quickly, I can go like this. I can type in Hamilton, and I can click on Hamilton as a city or region. So let's go with the municipality. And then it'll chart this over top of the other one. So I can look at the data and go, oh wow, look at that. Like from September to October, you can see we actually had a boost in the percentage of list price that things were selling. They were selling a little bit closer to the original list price. And we can just use all this data to fill in the gaps. So this is a really quick overview. And when I do these videos, you're typically not gonna see me touch things like price points or price ranges, single family versus townhomes, square footage, bedrooms. The reason I'm not gonna touch these other data points is that's something that I'm gonna do with you, seller, one-on-one, so that you understand what's happening, or you as a buyer when you're thinking about buying, to understand what the trends are in your categories. But it would take really long for us to break down each region and then by house size and house type and everything. So in these videos, that's what we're gonna be covering. Drop a comment below if you've got any questions, let me know. Happy to break it down further. And in case you're ready to start watching some market stats, check out this playlist over here. That's all of our market stats. You can click on it, go through, check them out. You're gonna love it. Cheers, guys.